Today I'm going to be answering a question from one of my students about website. I got this question in my inbox from one of my students, and I always make time to answer my Start Your Surface Pattern Business students' questions. And this was such a good one that I thought, hey, why not just jump on camera and answer it for other people? Because the first part of the question is a great question that I've heard occasionally, and the second part is definitely a question I hear a lot. So I think we're going to clear up some mystery with this question. First of all, I wanted to let you know that Start Your Surface Pattern Business is coming back in a couple weeks, and when it does, it's going to be open all year long. So if you are interested in getting some of these questions answered, you could be one of my Start My Surface Pattern Business students, and I'd love to have you. So this question came into my inbox because my, I think, second module of the class is about getting your web presence ready before you pitch. And you've probably seen some of my YouTube videos about whether or not you need a website, but I do think it is a very important part of your surface pattern business. It's not 1,000% necessary, but it is a great way to establish yourself as a professional, even before you've had professional jobs. So when you want to make that impression that you are serious about your work, investing in putting up a website is an incredible way to do that. And Squarespace makes it so easy. I'm actually a Squarespace partner. You can get 10% off with my link, which is in the description below. But Squarespace makes it so easy. It doesn't have to be this like, I'm building this huge website. But anyways, here is the question that I got. If you upload your work to Pattern Bank or Spoonflower, should you also have a Squarespace website as described in your course? Or do these companies act like your website? This is a great question. I know a lot of surface designers that have all of their patterns up on Spoonflower, or potentially if they're part of Pattern Bank, they might have their work in Pattern Bank. So when you might be working with someone who's interested in seeing your artwork, being able to send them to Spoonflower and say, check out all my patterns, it seems like an absolutely great solution, a free solution that makes sense. And why would you need a portfolio website when you have all your work on one of those types of sites? Well, the answer that I gave to my student is, first of all, of course, it's your business. You get to do whatever you want. So if you really are not feeling a portfolio website, that's absolutely your choice. However, let's break down the benefits of having a portfolio website in addition to a Spoonflower site or a Pattern Bank site, or potentially both, or some other Society 6 if you're an illustrator maybe, or some other type of website that shows off your work. What I told her was that if you're directly pitching to art directors who you think your work would be a great fit for, who work for companies that you want to be involved with, and you send them an image or two or three to give them an example of your work, you include that in the email as I detail in Start Your Surface Pattern Business. They see your work, they like it, and they want to see more. And of course, I tell all my students in your pitch emails, include your website. You want to see more? Here's a link to my work. And then they click over to Spoonflower, for example. And yes, they can see all of your work on Spoonflower, but you've essentially just sent a potential customer to the mall and told them where your store was in the mall, rather than sending them to your independent store that has its own location, right? Because they can look through your work and maybe they like it, but they're looking for something very specific, and maybe they don't see what they're looking for. But now they're on a website filled with surface designers and other artists. And this website The whole point of Spoonflower is to get you to buy fabric, right? But if you were an art director who's not looking for fabric, they're trying to encourage you to find something that you want on this site. And they are not trying to encourage you to find your particular artwork, this particular artist's artwork. They're trying to encourage you to find any artwork that you want because they want to make a sale. So if you were an art director and you looked through the art and you didn't quite see what you wanted, how easy would it be, once you're on Spoonflower, to type into a search bar winter penguins or whatever type of theme that you were looking for, and then find 800 other artists who have done winter penguins and be able to reach out to those artists. Same thing on Pattern Bank. Pattern Bank's even worse, really, because you can license through Pattern Bank. It's made to sell just the artwork, not even the fabric. So an art director could find exactly what they wanted and then contact that and then buy it right there, basically, and not have to have any extra additional steps. When you send someone to your website, they're getting the look at the narrative that you want to create. Not only do you take them through your portfolio, but if they don't see what they want, they're seeing, hopefully, calls to action, reminding them, I can make custom work, or I have many more designs in my archive, just reach out. And you're telling them your story. You have a whole about me section, you have a contact page for them to get in touch, you potentially have your art in different categories and all that stuff. So you have this handcrafted little spot, this little store for you to tell this art director about what you can do and what services you can provide, not what services Spoonflower or Pattern Bank or any of those other types of sites provide. That is so, so important. That was my answer to this student's thing, but I would also add, I don't dive deep into SEO in this class. SEO is important, but it's not the most important thing when you're first getting started. The first thing you want to do is get out there, get your work onto a website, but as you grow your business, you will want to work on SEO, and that's not something that you can really do through Spoonflower or Pattern Bank. I mean, potentially you can, but again, you're directing them to these other sites that have so many other artists on them that could potentially catch their eye. So you really want to keep anyone who lands on your website in a safe little bubble of your services and what you can provide. Now, is it a bad thing to have a presence on those platforms? Of course not, no. Spoonflower is a way to get found. Sometimes people are looking for artists on Spoonflower. Maybe somebody else has only a Spoonflower website and then they search winter penguins and your name came up. Who knows? So it's nothing wrong with having a presence there, but you want to also have your own website. Now, the second part of this question is, if you are still meant to create a website as another layer of exposure, can you put the same designs on your website that you have selling on Pattern Bank or Spoonflower at the same time? Now, Pattern Bank is a little bit different. I do not know the rules around Pattern Bank. My understanding is that Pattern Bank is exclusive. So you should only have patterns that you have created for Pattern Bank on Pattern Bank. I do not know the terms. You would have to look into that information. But I have heard this question many times when we talk about Spoonflower and other print-on-demand sites. Can I license my work that's on Spoonflower or Redbubble or Society6 or Zazzle? Should I not post work that I'm pitching? Should I not post it on any of these print-on-demand sites? Should I save it for the people that I'm hoping to work with and license with and all that stuff? I get that question all the time. And the answer to that question is, no, girl, make some money. No. I mean, look, it really depends on where you are in your career, but I'd say for most beginners, it makes sense to just post things onto multiple platforms. So if you're on Spoonflower, If you are on Redbubble, post it on those things and continue to pitch with those designs to art directors and companies that you want to work with. And if and when an art director reaches out and says, I love this pattern, I want to license it, then you can say, depending on what the contract is, you know, if they're looking to license it for fabric and you're on Spoonflower, which sells it as fabric, your contract is most likely going to mean that you need to take it down from Spoonflower. But that's something you can discuss with the licensee, the potential licensee, and that's also something that you can, you know, read your contract details and decide. But if you've been in the business for a longer time and you have a relationship with a client like myself, for example, I have a fabric partner already, I'm not posting things on Spoonflower that I know that I'm going to show to them first, because I already have this deal and they are always interested in seeing my newest work. Now, if they pass on that work, if they say this one isn't going to work for us, then I can put it on Spoonflower. I don't really have a Spoonflower presence, but like I have like 2 patterns, but I have the potential to do that, right? But if I didn't have that deal, I would be posting in multiple places if that was my strategy. So you are definitely allowed to. I have heard of 1 or 2 random fabric companies that are like, we don't want anything that's ever been on Spoonflower, but you know, there's always going to be an exception to the rule, but I don't really think that's an artist-friendly rule. It's hard to make money with your art. It's hard to make money with licensing. So saving work because it might potentially get licensed with someone who you aren't already a partner with, that doesn't really make sense. I say spread it far and wide and hope that it gets discovered, hope that it gets picked up, hope that it gets bought on demand and then is later licensed. So those are my 2 answers about websites, about print-on-demand sites. Again, with Pattern Bank, check the terms. I'm pretty sure that that's exclusive from what I have heard, but I haven't had my work up on Pattern Bank, so I don't know about that. Ready to transform your surface pattern design journey? Discover the power of product category niches with my valuable masterclass, Find Your Focus. Unlock the key to progress by understanding the type of products your art could fit on and choosing the perfect product category to showcase your unique style. Don't let uncertainty and trying to do all the things hold you back. Click the link in the description below to enroll now and find focus today.